Wow, what a response to episode 1 that was. 100 views within the first 25 minutes. That is insane for me, as hopefully you guys will enjoy the next episode, as it's into episode 2. We've got sliders, we've got the Premier League starting, and of course, more transfers. Hey guys, I'm MWS and welcome back to the FIFA 21 West Ham United career mode. You can kind of call it a rebuild if you want to go that way, as here we are starting day number 2 in the main menus, as we of course haven't moved on since the last episode, still in the relegation zones, but we do have games to play today. Maybe just one if we're really busy with transfers, but hopefully more, and maybe some simulated, as we are definitely going to be playing Liverpool away from home at Anfield for the starting game of the Premier League season. That is going to be so difficult indeed. Followed up by Brighton at home, so that is the first game at the London Stadium, the glorious stadium that is as well, which I want to show you guys. Followed up at Turf Moor with Burnley, then back to London for a game against the Toon Army just before deadline day, which I don't think we'll get into, but I don't know how long this episode will go. We've got 23 million to try and get some players. I of course have been looking at the suggested signings from you guys, as well as they mostly are all here. Have missed off a couple just in the meantime, which I will get on the list as well. Need to get them scouted up, as we have got something coming in right here as well. We've got the youth squad report. It's only the 2 players that were in it before, and an offer from Villa for Marky Nobes, who has gone down a rating as well. I hate to see him start decreasing ever so slightly, but he is going to stay at the club and hopefully retire here. Of course, he's West Ham through and through. As just for the time being, I know I said I'm going to train up the reserve players, but I am going to train up the first teamers before the first game against Liverpool, because at the moment they're not fit enough themselves. I rotated too much, I think, in pre-season, and of course didn't get enough games in because we bottled actually getting out of the group stage. So that's disappointing, as we get the Premier League graphics coming on as well, and the sharpness there in that circle looked horrific. And also off screen last time, as the England scouts come to an end, I did put 3 more players on the loan list, and they're all here saying they want a loan move. It's Nathan Trott, Bernardo Rossa and Harrison Ashby. Glad they're all happy with it, as we've got a transfer offer in here from Nunez for Fabian Balbuena, which is going to be rejected. I do want to play this guy at some point. Of course, I think he might even start the season with the injury to Issa Diop, as we've got some transfer scouts back right here. And there's 2 players in particular I'm interested in. One being Lyndon Dykes for a 3rd choice, 69 rated. Martinelli's one I looked at from a suggestion, so thank you whoever gave me that, as Ian Ayaloon is a good centre-back, or not Ayaloon, Ayhan. I haven't heard of this guy before, at Sassuolo, a Turkish. Maybe the next Soyuncu, and definitely something to look at for the future right there. But firstly, we are going to skip one more day onto the first game. Nothing has happened so far in terms of transfers, as Souček is moaning to me he's not in the starting 11, but I am gonna back myself. I'm gonna say I make the decisions. He got sent off, of course, in pre-season. A player I was hopeful to use him, but I do want to make this semi-realistic. Mark Noble will definitely want to be in this team, and Souček's let himself down. So as you can see at the team that I have made right here, he is not in it. He is on the bench though, as I have put a youth player there to live up to my objectives of getting a youth player in the starting 11. Declan Rice is there, but Johnson is going to sit as a backup right back instead of Fredericks, in fact, as this is the starting 11 I'm going to go with. Fabianski decreasing in goal is going to go in there though, with Kufal, Ogbonna, Balbuena and Aaron Cresswell at left back. Fornals, captain Declan Rice in CDM with Mark Noble. Of course I'm going to hand the armband over when I'm just going to tactics, as Bowen is on the right, Ben Rama in cam and Antonio up front. As you can see here with the tactics, we're going on balanced as well, not drop back, even though it is Liverpool. We've got fast build up and not much width, because of course I think Bowen and Fornals aren't fast, so I do want them of course closer into the centre. With Matt Noble has the armband right now. I just did that before I went to the tactics, as here we go. New sliders hopefully keep things realistic, but saying that, I would like to beat Liverpool. I am not going to go easy. If we go in the lead, I'm going to try and pepper them even more, as here we go. First game of the new series, and we're actually starting in the Prem. It's a really nice feeling. It's against Liverpool at Anfield, away. And let's have a look at this Liverpool lineup. Alisson in goal, Trent, Wijnaldum in the back four with Van Dijk and Robertson, Koke, Fabinho and Jordan Henderson, with Salah, Firmino and Mane up front for the Red Men. Very difficult team to beat. Alexandre Lacazette on the bench as well. Of course, Thiago benched. Rather peculiar start. I don't know why Wijnaldum's in the back four, but I'm going to trust their logic, as I can't wait to get stuck in. Let's see how we go. I think Liverpool's going to have kickoff, of course, at Anfield as well. I'm not going to care about looking at the stadium or out. Let's just get on with it. New match ball, though You'll Never Walk Alone is being sung, but we need to try and stop it. Here we go. West Ham versus Liverpool. And it's live as Balbuena steps across and makes a good tackle. First touches of the ball for us. Of course, trying to play this possession football. Different style to the last save, as Ogbonna has it now. Gives it to Aaron Cresswell, looking down the line for Fornals, trying to get in behind. He has scored against Liverpool before, I'm pretty sure, as Firmino has the ball right now, running away from the defence into Koke. Just stand them up. Mane down the line as Liverpool look to try and get in front in the first 10 minutes. It's Sadio Mane inside of Koufal, in the middle to where Ogbonna once was, as Henderson going to be a Liverpool corner. And we've got to try and defend it well. Mohamed Salah to whip it in. And Mane, oh, what a save, Fabianski. He puts it onto his own bar and gets the rebound as there's a man down in the middle of the box. I think that's Jordan Henderson, in fact. I'm not too sure, though, as Liverpool very unlucky not to have a 1-0 lead. Ogbonna right here. Got to be more careful in our own boxes. Passed it to no one. There's no right back there. Where is Koufal? He's gone all the way up the field, and I need to watch that. First time I've ever seen that happen in a save, as Fabinho has the ball in the middle, passing it back to Wijnaldum in the defence, across to Koke. They're building up very slowly here at Liverpool, but building up nevertheless. Fabianski, half an hour in now and nothing really happening. Don't want a flappy Hansky moment as well, of course, against the Red Men. As we've got the ball at Ogbonna right now, gives it out to Koufal. Bowen's got a bit of a gap to go down here. He does receive the ball, gives it in the middle to Marky Noble, onto Koufal, in the middle to Antonio now. Back onto Marky Nobes, who's going to hit it from the edge, and we've had a shot. Yeah, not really threatening, but at least we've had a shot. As Koufal now giving it out wide into Jared Bowen. What can Bowen try and do right here? The Geordie cuts in a little bit and gives it to Marky Nobes again, who I'm going to try and find the left-back Aaron Cresswell with, who does do well at his headers. Gets up high as Fornals has it, goes to whip in a ball, and he's offside. I mean, we've done well in this first half, not to be behind to Liverpool, of course, but still, we've had a couple of chances going forward. No menacing shots, really, as Ogbonna gives it into Koufal, who's going to try and switch it out wide to where Salah is, who heads it down for Koke. Back out wide to Mo Salah as well now, who's going to run down this right-hand side. Cresswell isn't close enough and doesn't really have the pace, although he does catch up with him. Just needs to watch the Egyptian and gets a tackle in. Really good work from Cresswell so far. As Fornals gives it in the middle to Marky Nobes. Can we try and find Antonio behind Van Dijk? As Mikel Antonio's through here against Liverpool. He's took a bit of an odd touch and he hits it straight at Alisson. As that was a huge chance squandered. One-on-one. And I tried to hit it across and it's hit the leg of the keeper. Oh dear, at least we've got the corner, and I know Ogbonna can be a threat. Can we take a lead before half-time? Ogbonna with the header, and it is 1-0 West Ham. We take the lead against Liverpool Anfield in the first game of the series. Oh my days, I did not expect this to happen. Jared Bowen whipping in a ball, and West Ham United take a 1-0 lead. It skims off the head of the centre-back, the big Italian beast, who heads it into the bottom corner to make it 1-0. Alisson, no chance, no one on the back post, and it's 1-0. Oh my days, like, I did not expect that to happen at all. I do think the sliders have made the game more competitive, and I definitely enjoy it, and I enjoy taking a lead as well, because we have fought hard for this, very hard. We've spent most of the half, I'd say, in their little quarter of the field, so I'm proud of that. I don't think I'm going to make any changes as well at half-time. keep it the same, as I don't think I can anyway. I will do for fitness in the second half, but not straight away. As 1-0 against Liverpool. Who would have thought that, as Ogbonna now has the ball. He's going to try and give it out to Cresswell again, who's always waiting at this side just to try and storm it down the line, as there's Balbuena. Not Balbuena, it's Benrahma in the middle, but he just couldn't receive it. However, Liverpool trying to get something in this second half. Mane straight over the top from Firmino. As Sadio Mane needs to get watched from Kufal. Really good, the Czechoslovakian, as they're going to play a 1-2 as well. Mane has got 2 men around him, but goes back into Andy Robbo. Now on to Henderson, round the corner. It's Jordan Henderson, slips in Firmino, and it's 1-1. Roberto Firmino scores with Liverpool's kind of first shot of the game as well, as the Red Men take an advantage, kind of, because they've got the momentum now. And it's a shame that one. Did not want them to score, as it's great passing move. Jordan Henderson through, as Ogbonna tried to step across, and the goal scorer could be blamed there. Maybe Fabianski a bit at his near post, but I am not going to pile it on him, as I've got to try and change it up a little bit now. Get the score maybe in our favour and some substitutes flowing, as Balbuena with the ball out to Aaron Cresswell again, getting very involved going forward, as that's a chip over to Said Benrahma. What can Benrahma try and do here? A little cut inside. Back to Fornals, who's going to whip it in. Not had a really lively game as well, Paulo Fornals. As can we whip in it again? That's a good ball, but just can't reach Antonio. As Salah has a ball through the middle as well here. Aaron Cresswell with the tackle, as he gets back up and receives the ball. But Marky Nobes to just recover. I have time to substitute now as well, as that's a poor pass from Balbuena. Ogbonna with the cover, as Declan Rice now in the middle as well. Passes it to Aaron Cresswell down the line. It's going to be Lingard coming on into the centre, and Benrahma on the left, although he's in the middle right here. Said Benrahma with the ball round, and it's off the crossbar. It's still shaking, I bet, as that was a big chance. Second time it's been hit in this game as well. Once by Liverpool, now once by us. I think it was actually harder to miss, though, than to score, and that chances. We've lost the ball in the defence right here. Luckily, it's overcooked to Firmino, as Fabianski's going to try and walk away with this one as well. Roll it out to Aaron Cresswell, who's just literally got the ball every single moment in this game, but he's given it away sloppily this time as the best player on the field, as they're going to play a 1-2 down the line. Mohamed Salah isn't going to reach it, though, as we're actually going to make another change. You can see Lingard coming on for Fornals, but I am taking Mikel Antonio off for Benedetto, who I'm going to give his debut in a Hammers shirt straight from Marseille, as hopefully he can do some damage, work his way maybe into the first team if he does play extremely well, although it's going to be hard, as Declan Rice. What is that? Horrific ball played as Firmino around the corner into Mane. The pushing now of Liverpool, as Firmino's got the ball back here, and it's all come from Declan's mistake. The second half has been woeful, as Firmino gets 2 at Anfield. That really isn't likely, I'd say, at this moment in time, but it looks like it could be the winner for Liverpool, and we may lose the first game of the season. I expected it. I did. It's Liverpool. But to say we're 1-0 up in this game, it's very, very harsh. Fabianski just can't save it. As yes, the Scousers have their goal. They'll be very happy with that one as well, as I'm ashamed. How have we not got something out of this game? We still can, of course, as Cresswell gives it into Declan Rice, who could try and get us back in front, but a block shot. Lingard, though, to win his header into Kufal. We're going to try and put the pressure on in the latter stages of this game, as Bowen backheels it to Kufal. Good run from Declan Rice, but just didn't fall for him again. Crossing is looking to be our strong point in this save. I do like how Aaron Cresswell and Kufal whip in a ball, as we've got 2 minutes left of the game. Thiago into Trent, as Thiago gets it back right now. The other Spaniard on the field. Firmino into Koke. That's the other one I meant, as now it's over the top to Salah. They could maybe get another one. He's past Cresswell into Firmino again for a hat-trick in the first game of the season. And that is now officially game done and dusted. Bobby Firmino has won it. It was going to be a difficult to win on the first game of the season, but still, well, we kind of did put up a good fight until the last 20, as Liverpool have undone us. Fitness showing, quality showing, and yeah, just showboating showing. And Firmino, of course, just bringing his A-game. And that's game over, actually, in fact, when we just get into their half with Benedetto taking his first touch. The referee brings the game to an end. Oh dear. Oh well. It doesn't matter really. We move on. We take the negatives. We take the positives more though. And we roll on to Brighton at home at the London Stadium. That is one I think we should get 3 points out of as we lose the opening game of the Premier League season 3-1 to Liverpool. And anyway, after the game, I think we get straight back into transfers. So there was one highly recommended player from the first episode, and I think I'm going to try and sign this guy. We can offer in for him, and it's Sile Larin, apparently linked with West Ham in real life. I am oblivious to this, but I'm oblivious to most things Premier League, League 2, or the National League now is going to be my league, as we'll try and get him on the cheap, see if Besiktas are opening to negotiations, as we'll try and offer 3.7. What is worth? They might want a little bit more, which I should be okay with, as I want Balbuena. Everyone wants him, and I'm not going to let him go. He might not be in the next team sheet, because I don't think he had the best game against Liverpool, but I don't want to sell him because of it, as we do get an agreed deal for 4 million. It's even better because he's accepted a sporadic role and he has got a in-game face. We'll give him a 2-year contract. He wants a 4. He wants a 4. Okay, I mean, it's a bit of a risk because we'll disregard the release clause, but the wages are going to be a little bit difficult, I think. Of course, he's going to be just a player who sits in the reserves for most of it. We'll give him a 300k signing on bonus and appearance. If he gets 10, he can have 800k, because I don't think that's likely. As will he accept that? He wants 28 and he wants to remove that. I am all for it, as we will sign Sile Larin. The Canadian does make the move across from the Super League to join us, probably in the reserves to start off with, because I do want to get more out of Benedetto if I can, and Antonio didn't really get a sniff against Liverpool, but then again, who's really going to get a sniff against Liverpool in the first game of the season when they are on top of things? Although Ogbonna did score from the corner, it was very difficult. So here we go with our second team sheet as well. For this next game against Brighton, Yarmolenko makes the bench, as I did feel like I didn't have a wide player out there. Masuaku into the reserves as Fabianski is in goal. Kufal Ogbonna, the goal scorer, won't be the captain. Declan Rice will get it. Dawson coming in instead of Balbuena, and Cresswell, of course, great in the last game at the back with Fornals. Rice and Souček coming in. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt this time with Bowen on the right. Lingardinho in cam, because Benrahma missing that chance has just dropped him out of the team completely. And Antonio getting his second chance up front again, hopefully to prove me right this time at home. So here we go, training all done and dusted for it, as we do sit in the relegation zone. Us, Arsenal and Southampton, who have played 2 games, but then again, you look above. Leicester and Man United played 2, 1 point each. It's not looking good for some of the big teams, so can we take advantage this time round against the team I think we should be? Who knows until we've played it. And here we are. Hopefully there's no copyright for the bubble song. If I am just speaking right here with no music, that means there is. As you can see the fans right there at the beautiful stadium, which is ours. It's a difference from Town Park, innit? Look at that. The Olympic Stadium, glorious. As it has been a reshuffle of the pack for this game, but I'm happy with what I've done. As Marek Rodak's in goal for the Seagulls. Dunk, Lamptey, March, Webster and Dan Burn at the back, with Adam Lallana and Jacob Mulder sitting in front with Alex McAllister and Bouadou and Neil Maupay up front. The positions are all over the place, but I think they will change, as it looks like a very decent team from the Seagulls, one that's going to be hard to beat. So I did say I expect to win, but it's going to be very hard fought if we do get it. So let's try, shall we, as Brighton starting us off. It's Souček though on the ball after a good tackle from Ogbonna, as Jared Bowen with a little bit of a gap, and he's got the overlap from Vladimir Kufal, as we're going to aim for Antonio as well, who just can't get the touch on it, but promising scenes. As it's also Bouadou on the ball right here. I think he's from AZ Alkmaar, him. Very, very tricky striker to mark. I think he's the next Lacadia maybe that Brighton's trying to find, as I've got a ball out wide here as well. Seagulls doing well to start off with. McAllister around Ogbonna into Moder onto Solly March, as we're just trying to watch them out a little bit. McAllister gets the ball back into Neil Maupay around the corner into Bouadou. Good save Fabianski, and a corner ball right here from across from Kufal, headed away from Dan Burn. Can we try and find someone in the box as well? I'm going to not take Ogbonna this time. I'm going to take Souček, try and surprise him as he runs around Ogbonna. Onto the ball, maybe punched by Marek Rodak. Good signing him from Fulham, as the ball's just whipped away. Only as far as Kufal though, who doesn't win a header but chests the ball down very well onto Jared Bowen. And can we try and get another attack off here? Can we try and take a shot like they did at Fabianski? Kufal running all the way with the ball. Low down to Antonio. who just didn't control it right. Now that was a chance, I think, as Bowen's going to throw it all the way back into Thomas Souček with a poor ball as well in the middle. Gives it to Boadu into Neil Maupay, and they could break. The Seagulls could, but it's a bad pass from them as well. Onto Paulo Fornals, tackled. Bit of a grudge match. Both teams really failing to just get a foot on the ball as Maupay tries to play that in the middle. Read it all day long, did Craig Dawson. Good signing him as it's on to Lingardinho right here. We've got the run from Antonio, but same from Bowen. I'm just going to stop, though, and admire these runs and try and take it myself. Trying to be selfish, and it's not worked. It's backfired, in fact, because McAllister has a ball through to Maupay. Over the top to Boadu. It's a good counter-attack from the Seagulls. Got to be watched from Dawson. Across the box into Maupay. And he's hit the side netting. Big chance for the Seagulls right there to try and catch us on the counter. And we should have been made to pay. As Vladimir Kufal, run from Bowen again. Going to ignore. In the middle to Souček. Can we try and do something just before half-time? It's been another 0-0 so far, but we did score on the 40th minute at Anfield, so can we try and do it again? It's Lingard, loses it again. Not impressed by Lingardinho so far, as Rice gives it into him, loses it again, and Rice has even lost it. As don't let Brighton be the ones scoring on the counter, which they've done all game so far. Into McAllister, run through the middle, which I'm going to try and watch with Kufal, but I've got to go across to the man, as they're going to try and get it in the box, or just go backwards. Backwards is the answer, as it is 0-0 at London Stadium at half-time. Disappointed I haven't got a roar out of those fans yet, but still, we're not behind and we are ahead on possession. Just those shots, we need to actually have some. As here's Jared Bowen, actually on the ball for once, not ignored. Into Souček, as we have started this second half off with the possession still, as Lingard gives it into Declan Rice, and Antonio making the overlap, or lapping behind, but we're going to give it to Cresswell. Now find him in the middle. Antonio, run there from Souček. Souček to hit it first time, and it was bobbled, but we've got a shot off now. We move. Not an eventful game compared to the last one, as Harry Kane's gone to Barcelona. That'll be good for the derby against Tottenham, as we tried to get a ball around the back there to Webster. Still can't do it, as Lamptey to give it to Lallana as well. On to Moder. Forward into the gap where Maupay is waiting, and just don't let them have all these counters. As I am going to make two changes as well in a minute. Antonio to come off, not involved much again. Benedetto getting a chance, and Lingard for Benrahma, as now it's Cresswell down the line into Fornals. Could he try and do something, Antonio, before he goes off? Going to ignore him, though. Into Rice on the edge of the box to Lingard right now. Tries to get a shot off, but Dunk reads him. Come across Declan. As no, Boadu with the ball again. Onto Adam Lallana and backwards into Webster. As Brighton are going to try and lunge something. We just need to try and release the ball earlier. Deary me, will we ever take a lead in this game, or will there ever be a goal? Who knows? As Brighton just don't look like scoring as well. Trossard now on the field. Into Adam Banana, as he's got a ball through to Maupay as well. Big save, Fabianski, as the ball's fallen and Maupay stuck it in. It is 1-0 to Brighton late on, and the counter-attacks have been worth it. And it's that man, of course. The man that basically makes every single team he plays hate him. Neil Maupay, who's just slotted it in. Lallana slots him in as Fabianski makes a good save. It bounces off Ogbonna and falls straight into the path of the Seagulls striker. Not a great start to our West Ham save, because now we need to try and do something pronto, as Paulo Fornals keeps hold of the ball into Declan Rice, shoved in the back, surely. As no, referee's just going to wave it off into McAllister right now, as Trossard around the corner. Just don't let them try and get another goal, whatever you do, as Trossard's straight past Dawson, though, and he's going to chip the keeper for two. We have capitulated in the last minutes. Trossard with another, and after looking like a 0-0 all game, a certainty in fact, we have just bottled it. Dawson just doing terribly, and Fabianski, well, he had to come off his line, didn't he? But that's his 5th goal conceded in 2, not the start. Need to make some big signings, I think. It's god-awful, as Ogbonna does make a tackle, though, into Benrahma. Can we get one just before the game's over, so we get one of his targets of scoring in home games, as Benedetto running with the ball on his first game, tries to backheel it into the run of Souček, but just didn't meet him, as that is the final whistle as well. Beaten at home in our first game at the London Stadium 2-0 by Brighton, and that is not what the doctor ordered. Back to the signings. And at least we're not the only team with 0 points. Fulham and Southampton joining us. And I know West Ham fans, thank you for watching if you are, will hate me saying this, but don't expect me to do what they're doing in real life right here. I don't think the team is good enough in FIFA to try and reach their heights. So yes, I expect us to be maybe mid-table, but not this far down. As Masuaku's complaining he didn't get a start. It wasn't an easy decision, and although Cresswell's playing well, we might have to shift it up. I'm still looking for players right here, and I can't really find anyone who I want to sign right now. So yes, the signings might have to keep on rolling on. At least it gives you guys more time to do suggestions as well, as I think the players I'm looking for is either a centre-back or a centre-mid, and maybe move Declan Rice back, because I did have a comment in the first video saying that, and it stuck in my mind. As I think for this last game against Burnley, I might actually sim it, you know, because the way I do things around here, if you didn't know already, I do play 3 and simulate 2, but I want to get on with signings, and of course I feel like the 2 first games took up a little bit of time, so we're going to simulate this one. I will show you the squad right here. Actually, no, it's behind my head, scrap that. I'll show you it here instead. So Fabianski is in the goal again. Koufal's still there despite tired. With Ogbonna Balbuena coming back in. I can't make my mind up. I really want Issa Diop back. With Cresswell at left back. Fornals, Benrahma and Bowen in the cam roles, with Souček and Rice sitting behind them. And Antonio a little bit tired, but I think should do the business in a simulated game against Burnley. These are third teams, so they have got points on the board. Can we try and beat them? Away at Turf Moor, it's going to be difficult. So can we try? It's a 2-2. At least it's points on the board, I guess. As yes, Rui Diaz scored for them, the leveller, as Antonio scored for us. Pablo Fornals with our first goal of the game. And Brady for their first one as well. Looked 50-50, 5 shots each. We just had one more chance and didn't make the difference. Ah well, we'll still keep on plodding along, as we have Sheffield Wednesday next. And it looks like it's going to be a cup game slotted in. So I'm going to go for these 3 next days. Try and make another signing, and possibly, I know you might hate it, but another reserve one. So we can get them in and play them in this Sheffield Wednesday game. Maybe to try and feature in the first team. And as you can see, the player I do want to sign is this guy, Andy Rinamotta. Just because I've heard a lot about this guy. I looked at him in the Grimsby career and I couldn't remember what his value was, but then again it was years on. So I am going into this blind. I really want to get this guy in time for Sheffield Wednesday, and it does take 9 days to scout him, so it's a bit of a risk, but hopefully pays off. As I think I'm going to offer something like 2 million. I think we should get a reply with that. It's definitely below his evaluation, as what will they say? They want Mark Noble, which they are not going to have, so I think we're along the right lines. We'll go for 2.4. Will they say anything about that? They want 2.950 and a massive sell-on clause. I'll meet you a little bit further on. I'll give you 3 million and get rid of that clause altogether, because I do want to maybe sell this man on in the future. So 3 million is met. Still oblivious to his wages though, as they're going to leave it down to us. Of course they are. I'll offer a little bit lower, because I know he's not going to be a first teamer. 15k. And then an appearance fee, like we did the other one, 800k as 10 appearances, because I don't think he'll play much, as he sees it reasonable. There we go. Andy Rinamotta is into West Ham as a reserve player, hopefully for this game against Sheffield Wednesday, as I'm going to end the episode out by seeing his rating and then maybe building a team for next time. As he is 72, and he's got really decent stats in my opinion. 82 pace, 82 physicality, green all around. He looks better than Mark Noble, to be fair. Let's compare him. I think he's better than Marky Nobes. He might actually be on the bench very, very, very sooner than I actually expected him to be, because he looks like a beast. Joins the 3 players, the 3 reserve players that we've signed in this career so far, in Rinamotta, Lawrence and Larin, as we're going to play Benedetto, I think, in this next reserve game, and we still haven't actually bought a first teamer, so that's the next thing, as I feel like this will be my reserve squad. Of course, first teamers still in there, like Balbuena, Rice and Benrahma and Bowen. But yeah, I think this is the team that I'm going to go into the next game with against Sheffield Wednesday. So it's still full strength as I look for my first win still as the Hammers boss. I always struggle to start saves, but hopefully it does get better, as unfortunately, guys, though, this is going to be the end of a very long, in my opinion, episode of the West Ham Career Mode Part 2. Part 3, of course, will be out straight away tomorrow at 4 PM. Just stay tuned for that, as I will see you guys all in the next one. Like, comment, share and subscribe with the notification bell on as well, so you do not miss it tomorrow. Stay safe, in a bit, and peace. Have a good one.